Hi guys, welcome to Phoenix Rising. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the notification bell for all your latest updates. Now, I really wanted to do this video for the last couple of weeks now, but I just didn't know if this was the right time yet to do it. But now that I feel comfortable in my decision making, I think this is definitely the right time to do this video and discuss something that I've been working on the last couple of months. Now, I've been working on this deal to sell these mag wheels that I was getting. So basically a mag wheel is an alloy wheel for cars. They were supposed to be genuine Toyota ones, and I was looking to sell them online with a business partner. Now, I'll give you the short end of the stick first so you can choose what you think of it, but we'll start it off that the deal fell apart, right? The deal fell apart, and the biggest reason why I'm doing this video is the deal fell apart because the business partner that I was going to do it with just happened to not want to put anything in writing. He didn't want to put the deal in writing. I said to him, look, if you want my money, so I was going to invest $50,000 into the deal, which I had to come up with, and this money would have been, let's just say, nearly everything I could possibly come up with. So the guy wanted me to put the money up, which was no problem. And I then said to him, look, hey, I'm happy to do this, no problem at all. The only thing I'm asking for is for you to put it in writing. And this is after months of going back and forth over the whole situation. Now, he promised to get a factory. He promised me the world, right? Let's just put it that way. Promised me the world, and so far hadn't delivered anything. So I said to him, look, if you want me to give you my money, I want you to put in writing that I'm a half share in the whole deal, not because that was the agreement we had, and you couldn't make any decisions on this deal without my approval as well. So basically, to make sure I didn't get, basically screwed over. So the guy goes, yep, no problem. I'll happily do that. I said, just send it to my email. As long as that's in writing, we're all good. Anyway, a couple of days goes by and I start getting my wife's been upset, she's not happy with the deal, this, that, after we've all agreed on it. Now, this is why I'm doing this video. See, the funny thing is that a lot of people do business deals over a handshake. And in the past, I've done a lot of business deals over a handshake. Handshake deals work in business until they don't. Or until someone gets amnesia or forgetful or happens to get Alzheimer's or whatever it happens to be. And suddenly they don't remember the agreements that you had in place or the word or the bond that you guys shared. Now, this is really important because you can easily lose a lot of money. And sometimes it's very hard to not want to push on these things if you can make a lot of money out of it. So in this situation, I would have invested $50,000 and I could have potentially made, $300,000 or $400,000, right? So you get emotional into that. You're like, wow, this really could set me up. So I don't want to really rock the boat, even if the person doesn't want to put something in writing, for example, right? You don't want to upset that other person. Well, I'm going to give you guys a piece of advice that I wish someone had gave me a long time ago. A deal is only a deal when it's signed on the bottom line. If someone's not willing to put something in writing to you, you don't do the deal. It's that simple. It doesn't matter how good it is. You can make $1 million, $10 million, $100 million, $1 billion. It's all talk if someone doesn't put it in writing. Especially if they want you to invest money into the deal. So they're saying, hey, I've got this offer, you can make tons of money. You just have to give me this amount to secure your place in it. And, whatever the agreement is yours. Never take anybody's word. right? Because words are just words. Writing is what matters. Now, I'm very lucky because I wasn't going to do the deal without writing, and I didn't. But I got thinking to myself over the last couple of weeks of just stewing on this and letting it kind of like run and process through my head before I thought I'd put it on my channel. It just shows that a lot of people would have made that mistake because the greed takes over, or the idea of making a lot of money takes over, and you don't always think logically when you potentially can make a life-altering decision. Now, it's all great if they work and it all goes to plan and you make tons of money. But what if it doesn't? And you know what happens? The first thing you do when you go to the lawyer's office and you go, he screwed me out of the money. He says, oh, okay, great. Can you show me the contract that you had together? Oh, well, actually, my business partner and I, we just took everything at a word, but I can prove it because he told me this and my friend was there or whatnot. It doesn't matter. It won't hold up. And if you go sue him, you're leaving the fate into some judge or jury's hands that guy didn't defraud you out of your money. Let me tell you something, guys. If someone doesn't want to put something in writing to you, you've got to ask why. Why won't they? If they're an honest person like they're saying they are, and they will do everything right, and all these things are going to come true, then putting something in writing is pretty easy. Now, that's not to say that in writing that they have to say, well, they guarantee you everything. Like, with any risk, there's a reward and there's a risk factor to it. But you only expect the other person to live up to the other side of the bargain and to do what they say. Now, what I did was, before I made the decision to walk away from this deal, and that's what I did, I walked away from it. As sad and as hard as that is to say, I walked away. I spoke to other business people that I know that are quite successful, and I said, would you do this deal in this form? Now, all those people said no. And that's how far I know I've came, because the old me would have just shooken his hand and done the deal. But, someone's word isn't worth nothing if they're not willing to back it up with substance. Now, I know some of you guys are watching this and you're going to go, I don't get it. Why did it, what was the deal? Well, basically it was 6,000 mag wheels that were Toyota branded, basically they're excess supply. We went and looked at them, it looked really good. He was going to put up the bulk of the money and warehouse the goods, and it was going to be my job to sell them. I was going to put up a portion of the money, as good faith by, putting skin in the game. Oh, look, I won't lie, the wheels were great and I thought it was going to be something magnificent. But the reality is that the words and the rubber didn't meet the road. So what my advice is to anybody here, right, on my channel is, if it sounds good and they won't put it in writing, you got to ask yourself why. The second thing you got to ask yourself is that, if I lose this money, will this hurt or affect my life substantially? If yes, and they won't put it in writing, walk away. Now, I'm not saying that every deal can't be done over a handshake, but I'm a believer that every deal should be. Like if it's only a couple of $100 and, the risk is pretty minimal, maybe it's worth doing. But for me, $50,000 is a lot of money. That's pretty much all my comeback money. If I was to factor it in what I have now, or what I could tap into, or where I could get funds from. This guy, on the other hand, to give him that much power over me without any assurances, it was just too much. And especially he had another problem as well. He had a wife involved in his business that seemed to have a lot of opinions that didn't really seem to bring anything to the deal. And he also had a son that he wanted in the deal as well, that quite frankly wasn't going to do anything. He would have been just getting his hands greased, basically, just because it's his son. And I didn't think that was fair either. So we agreed to 50-50. The deal kept changing. He wouldn't put anything in writing. He wanted me to just send money to him, walk away. So that's my advice, guys. If someone won't put something in writing, walk away. There's no shame in walking away from a bad deal or a bad proposition. Even if all the ducks line in a row except this one thing, walk away. Now, I'm not against business partners. Sometimes it works, but you got to make sure that the person that you're working with has integrity and honesty, that their word is backed up with writing. Because at the end of the day, everybody can forget. You know, what about if that person as well, gets hit by a bus and I touch wood, I hope that doesn't happen, but if they get hit by a bus and die, well, no one else is going to say, oh, well, that's the deal you guys had. Their family might turn on you. You know, you don't know what may happen in the future. You know, they might see that you're making a lot of money and feel that it's not fair, that they deserve more money, or overstate what they brought to the deal. You know, and there's nothing you can do to fall back on to protect the investment that you made, both financially and emotionally, and your time, because your time's worth money too. So I really want to do this video to stress to my viewers that if you're thinking about working with someone, and I'm going to say it again, if you're thinking about working with someone and they're not willing to put something in writing, whether that be email or contract or whatnot, run. Just run. I'm glad it's saved me a lot of money. Yes, my time got wasted, but it did save me money. And it saved me from potentially making a really huge error of judgment. See, we're not the product of our failure. But making the same mistakes means that you didn't learn anything. So that's what I wanted to touch base on today. Just think about that, guys, when you go into a deal. Just because someone's saying all the right things, they're doing all the right things, the deal looks really good, everything looks great, right? But they won't give you any security by putting the deal in writing, walk away. There's always going to be another deal. There's always going to be another opportunity. And sometimes that opportunity will be better, but you won't be able to do that opportunity because you made a bad error of judgment by giving your money to the wrong person or the wrong thing. So just think about it, guys. If I can give that one piece of advice, any entrepreneur that's out there is just thinking, you know, I've got this opportunity, I don't want to rock the boat, and you're feeling like the way I was feeling, don't be afraid to say no, and don't be afraid to walk away. And you know, if you need any advice or coaching or guidance on this situation or this particular topic, you know, just leave a comment below. Feel free to, you know, ask me or email me or whatnot. And I'm more than happy to answer anything I can to help you, because we're all in this journey together. It's not just my journey, it's our journey. So if I can help anyone, I'm here to help. So if you like any of the information that I've provided you with, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for all updates. And I'll see you guys on the next video.